Look, let's not argue over semantics.
In this
I
Discord?
was so jackass.
As I said, my dab pen is creme brulee flavored, and I'm ready to rock. Let's go!
Your dab pen is.
What?
I wonder how they. I wonder how they fit. Anyway, we should probably start. Jack, is there anything else that you wanted to finalize or ask me before the session today?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you guys keep your 2 momentum. I'm gonna do an intro, actually. Welcome everybody who's watching to the USS Guan, our wonderful TTRPG using the Star Trek Adventure system here on the USS Guan YouTube channel. I am your wonderful game master. My name is Tyler. How are you all doing? I'm joined by our full crew today as we begin this, as in the midst of a journey to Oregon 3 to investigate the orbital issues that are going on there. Recap, as I pull up the log to make sure I don't miss anything bad. Yeah. So, it's not very completed. So the last you left off, you were on your way to Oregon 3. It was about a one-day trek. As you went into this area of spatial turbulence, and where subspace was bleeding into real space, you came across pockets of subspace energy that held biological matter. Being on your way to this area, as the turbulence is getting higher and higher, you ran into an area where this biological matter was swelling up from subspace. And through some sort of interaction with the energies that had the biological matter contained within them, blob-like goo entities sprung up as far as the players know in engineering and on the bridge. Immediately they started swelling out. The information that you have currently is that as Sarah, I believe Sarah Mitchell got absorbed by a blob.
Wrong.
Oh, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, I made sure to save her, so I saved everyone.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
It
so far the only person
engineer.
that's under threat is,
Yeah, random engineering crewman. The crewman down in engineering was paralyzed as soon as they went into the goo-like entity from some sort of bioenergetic philia that is contained inside of the goo. We join our crew now, and I'm going to play a fun little sound that I actually have access to this week because I'm back at my home station. We are at Red Alert. This is going to be, I'm going to say, active imminent danger. I'm going to say 3 threat here. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 threat is what I'm starting out. You guys get the 2 momentum that you had spanked from last session. We are going to join the action up on the bridge. As everybody gets pulled
Shit's
over there.
bad, y'all.
Shit is bad. We are officially in combat actions right now. To give you a little bit of a sneak peek, once Jack goes, I will describe the scene down in engineering. But for right now, we're going to start up here on the bridge. So, I believe my little handwritten tracker here says that y'all went first on the
I
previous...
still haven't gone.
You still have not gone. And could we get some stress track totals to start out? Just to...
I'm at 1.
1.
I am
14.
unharmed.
14, and I'm currently holding Hagen.
I'm at 11 and unarmed.
I am also currently unharmed as well.
Okay. So, the action is going to be, on Commander Hagen. Commander Hagen, you, I believe, are the last act in the initiative order for your team. Go ahead, and what would you like to do?
I thought we transported these things to a different room.
You
Nope,
tried.
it
Tried.
failed.
And
Oh.
failed.
Okay.
We had some rolls that would have been fucking fantastic in Dungeons and Dragons.
I do not have much I can do.
See, I'll describe the scene for you more adequately, doing my job. The area is filled with a kind of a organic smell. Sounds like you made goo. Smells like you made goo in like a little pot experiment. Sort of, kind of vaguely acidic smell. The green ooze is slowly swelling out towards you, and it's making a lot of gurgling noises.
Can I take a detailed medical scan to determine if there is some substance or treatment I could use to stop the spread of this?
Yeah,
Some way.
go ahead. Yeah, I'll say that can be a medical roll. So I would say, yeah,
Reason
go ahead
medicine?
and give me reason medicine. I'm gonna say difficulty of 2.
Okay. So this is a stretch. Emergency medicine, since this is
No.
an emergency?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And you said this is difficulty 2?
Difficulty 2. Yep.
Let me buy a dice with momentum and feck me. Okay.
It's trying.
You have a cautious and bold.
I do have cautious medicine.
Alright.
If I use the ship sensors for this, no, that wouldn't apply. Okay, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna re-roll that 19.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so that is 1 momentum generated, getting your momentum back. Just to give you a little bit of a recap of everything scientifically that you know about this goop thing right now, you detect. This is specifically a medical scan. The big thing that you can sense is that this is some sort. Oh yeah, one thing. You're finding it hard to focus, given the fact that your left eye is currently hanging outside of its socket. There's blood sort of gurgling up in the back of your throat. Your nose is bleeding.
All of these things are true.
All of those things are true. You detect that this is some sort of macrogelatinous life form. That inside of it, you actually can, from this, you can detect its growth rate. It's about to swell. If it swells again, this ooze will completely engulf all of the bridge.
So the question is there a way to inhibit that swelling?
It would require testing. You deduce, though, that given what you've already know about this creature, which is it can exist in a vacuum in the deep cold temperatures of space, that it probably is pretty resistant to these things. I will also tell you, since this is specifically a medical scan, you detect at sort of the base of the filia, the sort of there's a word. Yes, basically, like the canidoblasts, which are a jellyfish thing, are on the
Yes.
inside. At the base of these, there's the toxin that paralyzes whatever's inside of it. You also detect a group of secretory organelle. Basically, something is going to secrete something uh, to perhaps interact with whatever is being paralyzed inside. With this scan, though, you're not aware of anything. You would just need to test to see if some toxin or some additive chemically would be able to alter this thing.
Okay. So, quick question: does it seem wet? Like it is gelatinous and has liquid in it. It's not affected by freezing temperatures, right?
That is, you do know that, yeah.
Could it
Wet
possibly...
isn't a word that I would, because wet kind of goes to liquid. This is reading more non-Newtonian solid to you. You wouldn't classify this as wet, I don't think.
I think I could dry it out. Like I know it's not wet, but like, do I think that I could like maybe decrease the humidity? I don't know.
Maybe increasing the heat. And
Increasing
decreasing the
heat. Do I
humidity.
think heat would be a good way to kind of like back it off? Because it's used to the cold of space, but
I will not be taking momentum for that question. You lack data. You truly do lack data.
well, that was what the roll was for, to get the data.
Yeah. So but you lack experimental data in order to know that. So you could. I know it's frustrating.
Like
yeah.
It's frustrating because I feel like I don't know what question I'm supposed to ask. Do you feel me on that? Like
Yeah. That is, I have put a problem in front of you. That is frustrating, and it's okay to be frustrated.
It's not so much that the problem is. It feels like I'm missing a piece. It's like I'm looking at a puzzle and missing a piece. I go look for the couch cushions.
I could, yeah. I will. So the only way that I can answer this is that you lack experimental data. You know. So what you know is it's vacuum resistant. It's resistant to the cold. Those are two things that you know. And not only resistant, they seem to have no effect.
Okay, but like we knew that before the scan, so what exactly did the scan accomplish?
We have its growth rate.
You have its growth rate. You know how fast it's going to grow. I gave you the thing about the organs that are probably used for digestion. That's what the medical scan gives you.
Digestion. Okay. If I spend a momentum, can I find out if, based on the information I gathered from the scan of its digestive system, is there something I can give it to give it indigestion? Is there a substance? I'm scanning it specifically for chemical makeup of the organic structure that will tell me what it eats, what proteins bind to what, that kind of thing. I want to know if there is a protein that or a enzyme or something that I can give this thing that will give it basically what a human would describe as indigestion. Make it uncomfortable to stay here.
Okay. I'll take that as momentum. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think it's a creative ask.
And the answer is no.
So, and it sucks So you can, from the scan,
Uh-huh.
you know, you know the type of digestive fluid that this is. You're not familiar with it being used in any other species that's on record for you.
Mhm.
There, you're thinking that non-organic things like, for example, like the chair, like the bulky consoles, that sort of thing. If something isn't nailed to the ground, all that stuff is going to be brought to the middle and begin to fill the volume that it's already used. You think anything that's organic that goes into there is going to activate the jellyfish like glands, and is going to paralyze and attempt to consume it. Anything non-organic, that's not going to happen, but it's also going to add mass and weight this thing down.
Is there a replicator on the bridge?
Not. I don't believe not on the bridge. No, it would be in the ready room.
And we all know that replicator. Don't want to rely on it in an
Maybe
emergency.
honey's the secret.
Okay. Ideas. I have an idea.
So
I tap my comm badge and I tell, I go, Kelly, get something heavy, a block of tungsten, something extremely dense, inorganic, and put it in the middle of these things. Transport it in if you can.
You realize it still has one of my men, right?
I know. We need to slow it down, and that might work.
Kestra, is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's all I can do, I think. I would like to, back off towards the turbo lift, maybe?
I believe you're currently in your captain's arms.
Can I, stand up properly, grab him, and pull? Drag us both?
I don't believe you're strong enough to even pull him.
Pull on him? This way, please.
This way! You have a movement action, so I would say you can, if you want to get out of his arms.
Basically, I'm kind of crawling back along the floor. If he's holding me, I'm just pushing backwards, trying to back up towards the door.
Yeah.
Okay,
that-
so you're
I'll
not
set
trying
her
to get
down.
out of his
Yeah.
grasp. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll allow you to move right where you are. I would say, you can be up on your feet, you can be on the ground, whatever you want.
Yeah, and I am going to shout out, it's expanding. We need to figure out a way to slow it down. Throw it something heavy.
Okay.
What do we have in
think
here that's
she's-
heavy that can be lifted? Because
Uh,
the chairs are bolted down to the deck, so we can't use that.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of her turn anyway, so.
That's all I got.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that you know what, just to be to be nice, I will allow you guys to, if you would like to keep the initiative, I'll say that this is a start of the new round, so quick to action would come into play here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then yes,
so,
we would very much like to do that.
okay, sounds good. Who would like to go next?
I feel like whoever goes next needs to tell everyone to get the fuck off the bridge before it expands. So,
Yeah.
that's gonna be me. As I'm grabbing Mitchell and Woodyard and pushing them towards Hagen. Dune, Rokel, Gris, get the fuck off the bridge. Then throw anything heavy through the doors you run through. Gris is gonna end up in my ready room and all my toys are gonna be gone.
Raquel just kind of motions Grisk to come with him, and we'll go out through this way because that's the closest exit for us.
So
Um,
for the sakes of mechanics, I will use the direct task and order everyone to move. I don't know if I
I
can really
will.
do it that way.
You know what? And I don't think mechanically that's a thing you're allowed to do. But you know what? Because I will.
You've already
No.
almost killed
I'm
me.
being. Listen to me. I'm being very reasonable. Okay. It's a thing. It's a challenge. Have fun with it, damn it. So,
Step 1 is getting off the bridge so it doesn't eat us. All of the bridge controls are moot anyway. I transfer those down to engineering on my last turn. So
If we're going to be evacuating the bridge, I have one thing I would like to try because I don't have anything heavy, but I might be able to do something though. So I'm going to try once everyone leaves the bridge though.
yeah.
I'm
So
going to try overloading my phaser pistol and throw it into the thing.
yeah, on your
Okay.
turn from the turbo lift, do whatever you want because that's going to be the door you run
Yeah.
closest to because I hate myself and I have a map. So I know
So,
which
yeah,
room
I
everyone is
believe-
running into.
I believe that the turbo lift is
It-
that one.
Yeah, it's right behind Rokel. The other
Yep.
one leads into a hallway towards escape pods and some storage and whatnot. We're heading into the meeting room, and Grisk is likely heading into the ready room.
All right. So, okay. Captain Edwards, I will allow in. I think that you can certainly move on your action.
Yeah.
I don't think in good conscience I can't allow you to do a direct task for everybody to get everybody a free movement option outside of initiative.
No.
I don't think that I can allow that. However, I will allow you to move, and if you want to try to grab 2 people, I will allow it.
I will grab the 2 that aren't next to the wall, the 2 little ones, Sarah and Woodyard. I'm just collecting people at this point.
Okay.
Yep. And I
The
will-
lifting 1 wouldn't be a roll because they're
Well,
both weak.
Woodyard's
Not
going to be
weak,
a pull
light.
and a push. Sarah's
Uh-huh.
going to be the quick lift up over the console. If I have to drag her ass over the buttons, I don't care.
Oh, so you're going for these 2.
Okay, she's safe.
Okay.
He's going to be a grab and push towards Hagen, and he's going to be a grab, pull, slide over the console and drag her with me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me. This will be. Yeah, I'll be fitness command. Because you're grabbing your subordinates.
I literally, I'm going to have to go to HR.
Yeah. Fitness command. I'll say base difficulty 1. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think it's gonna be daring. It's the same roll anyway, but it's
Yes.
daring. Daring command. Difficulty of 3. I'll say. To get them both sufficiently off the ground to where you can move with them.
Yeah. Cool. Gonna buy with threat.
Okay. How many?
Cool. 2.
Okay.
Let's go, little people. I'm going to re-roll the 11. I risk no reward? Okay, perfect.
Nice.
That's 6 on the difficulty 3, so 1, 2, 3 momentum generated. Yeah, you fully. You grab Ensign Woodyard, put him in a fireman's hold over your left
Yay!
shoulder. It hurts a little bit, because and then
Well,
you grab Sarah Mitchell by the collar of her uniform and lift her. So her feet are off the ground. She goes, ah! Ah!
and I just run and pushing Hagen
And-
with us into the next room. And hopefully the
So
people
you're
that have...
going here?
Yeah, that's the only way we can go.
Okay.
Leaving the other 3 to hopefully listen and get to their nearest doors.
So I will say that there is an area here that you can run, and I will allow you to get there if you want to try to get through this little narrow edge.
No, I would like everyone to go
You
to
should
their
go
nearest
to the ready
doors.
room.
Yeah.
I think you should go to the ready room because the ready room has a replicator and we can replicate very heavy things.
It also has access to a Jeffrey's tube. We can always get out this way.
Well, to be clear, all these areas have Jeffrey's tubes.
Yeah.
You're fine.
But I'm just saying, no matter
Yeah.
where we go, there's no real risk of being trapped. But it does divide my forces into all the rooms, so I can sit here at this little picture and debate.
Okay. You're heading to the conference room then. Cool. Hagen, I'm not selecting you. I'm selecting these three. You all zip, and I'm gonna put you over here so I know which way
Yeah.
everybody's going. Perfect. Unless you have a swift task that you'd like to do.
Yeah, I would love to swift task. I've got one more person who needs to be moved against her will.
You have 2 arms. How are you intending on?
Well,
Grabbing her by the teeth.
well, see, I said I was grabbing Woodyard and pushing him. He can walk.
Oh, so okay.
It's like-
yeah. I'm gonna.
So you're not gonna try grabbing her by the teeth?
Yeah. How about by your teeth? How about that?
Well, that's the fun thing about a swift task. I can literally do a second task. It doesn't dictate
Yeah.
that I need a third hand.
Well, hang on. Okay. So you have Sarah Mitchell by the hook of her uniform, holding her. You're pushing Ensign Woodyard. You push him into the door that opens, and you're grabbing Kestra.
Yep.
Okay. Give me. I'm gonna say, because you're doing a lot of things at the same time. I'm gonna say, give me that same roll again. No, yeah, daring. If you're doing daring command and lifting Hagen, I would incur a complication range because she's very injured. You don't want to further injure
No.
her, or I will allow you to do daring medicine to move her.
Not daring medicine. Ah, you know what?
There-
Can I just say that, like, I'm imagining Mitchell being carried by, like, the scruff of her neck with her arms tucked up like a cat?
Probably not wrong. Yeah, definitely gonna do it. Daring medicine, grabbing all of my little people. We are never hiring anyone above 5'4". I want to do this forever.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have someone that's way above 5'4", my dude.
Yeah, I know.
He's lifting other people.
We're gonna take you. We're gonna take you off out at the knees,
Go ahead.
and I'm
Are
going.
you buying dice?
Yeah, of course I'm dice. Except that this nope. You got to take the 2 momentum for the swift task.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Yeah. I just need to succeed. What was the difficulty and complication?
Diff 2.
Complication.
Diff 2, no comp since you're
Oh,
doing.
'cause I'm doing medicine.
Since you're doing medicine. Yep.
Right. I'm gonna cite my value. Life is a game, and we play for keeps.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Problem solved. And I'm gonna roll my challenge die to try to get my thing back. Now. Alright. Well, at least all the people who are gonna solve this problem are safe.
Jeez.
Very funny. Okay. Yeah. Hagen.
Hey, do you ever,
Yeah.
could you call me real quick? I can't find my phone. Sorry to interrupt. I just
that's
need to set a
Tyler. I
timer.
don't
I'm
have
gonna
your
burn
number.
my food.
Tyler has your number.
Hang on.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Tyler. I knew one of you did, but I couldn't remember who.
I had to use it once while I was in the Culver's drive-thru. I'm calling it.
Much appreciated.
It's in the shower.
If you turn on FaceTime, I swear to God.
It's in the bathtub.
Hi, I've been playing in here.
had it down inside my fucking closet.
I do this.
Closet.
That's where you
I'm
lost your
being
pistol.
yeah.
Stop putting things
being-
down in your closet.
I'm being very, very serious. Today I was setting up a taco for myself, and I walked to my room holding a bag of cheese. I realized I had to go to the bathroom, and then I went to the bathroom, and then I was wondering where the cheese was. And the cheese was in my bathroom. I couldn't find it. I was like, "What the hell happened?" I literally walked from the kitchen to my room. I didn't go anywhere else. ADHD. And then I went to the bathroom and looked, and I was like, "Oh, the cheese is. It's next. Okay." Then I threw away the cheese.
Oh.
Anyway, that was that story. So continuing, you were able to find your
Moving
phone,
on
right?
from the toilet cheese.
Toilet cheese.
I don't like the way you said that.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, I believe that means it's my turn, right?
Yep.
Unless we'd like
Thanks.
to spend 2 momentum to keep the initiative.
Yeah.
I've already kept it.
That's how we got here.
All right.
That's why I had to get
believe
as
it
many
is.
people off the bridge as I could.
Yep.
Because he's about to get his turn.
Uh,
Goodbye, nameless crewman. And Smoke.
We hardly knew ye.
Perfect.
Yeah. You see that it begins to bubble slightly, and it begins almost like a rising sea. It flattens itself, and then sort of goes along the floor of this area, fully going over all the steps and everything, the stairs. However, you can see Raquel. You can see that it's not like it's getting into every nook and cranny. It's kind of it's going over those tiny little like areas, like the area between the chair has some empty space in it, stuff like that.
So
But
it's expanding into the open spaces, really.
yes.
Okay.
You see it actually swells to about your height as well. I'm gonna need, if people would like to please roll for, well, actually, Raquel, you first.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna have you roll akin to a dexterity saving throw. However, it is going to be a daring security roll. A daring security roll. I'm gonna say difficulty. I'll say difficulty 2. And then if I could have people roll for crewman Grisk and Lieutenant Dune, that would be nice too.
I'll take
Okay.
risk.
You kind of cut out there. What did you say?
Daring security difficulty 2.
That's good. Okay.
I think I can
And
do
this is a
two.
dexterity roll.
Yep.
Okay. Does martial arts apply?
You're dodging this this swelling out blob. Tell me what martial arts you're using, and I will think about it.
Evasion move.
I will
And
say
because
this.
martial arts, they do kind of teach you a little bit of evasion when someone's kind of throwing punches and stuff.
I was gonna say, as someone who, did martial arts for quite a while, he's right. One of the very first things they teach you before they teach you anything else is how to avoid taking a hit.
All right, use your martial arts focus.
While he does that, this is crewman Grisk's first roll, so it's his official activation, finally, forever.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, that we don't get anything new. We've just
okay.
literally never used him before.
Okay.
He was a throwaway name I needed one day, and I just kept him around. However, it is Javier Dune's third roll, so Jack, this is your section. Would you like to give him a talent, value, or focus? Or just unfuck one of his attributes or disciplines?
Can I give him a getting the fuck out of the way focus?
I believe that
Damage
those actually
control?
take place. In might be going against what we've been doing, but I think rules as written, that happens after the session.
Yeah, well,
So-
we could do that, or you could
Yeah,
be
no.
super cool.
It
be
doesn't
the
happen
cool
after the
GM.
session. No. He's not going to be the cool GM, but it doesn't happen after the session because the whole concept of the crew support is because out of a crew of 150 to 500, you have someone capable of doing a task. So you say, hey, Javier Dune, get up here. I know you spent years studying transporters. Come do this role for me. Now he's activated
alright.
for the rest of the mission, so you're allowed to give them the talent value or focus for the exact situation we need at this moment.
Yeah, okay.
So you get to be cool because of the rules.
Now,
There you go.
what? I'm going to go back to my pinned messages. Gave him a hobby.
Hang on 1 second. I
Oh,
wanna see what
yeah. I'm giving him his
What's his
hobby
hobby?
as derby racing.
That's awesome.
Racing.
Yeah, I went through the entire named list and gave everyone a hobby. And Javier Dune is into derby racing. So,
Jesus Christ.
I love that.
Funny, that's great.
Room.
is it helpful? No.
No,
Actually,
it's
what-
the finishing
Is it
bonus.
cool? Hell yes.
All right.
It's God, I love anachronistic likes and dislikes. It's it's my favorite.
All right.
Alright, so what am I rolling?
Daring security difficulty 2.
You know what,
Security
GM?
difficulty 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Since I love you so much, take one threat for bold.
Well- That's 2 momentum generated. Dune, your roll.
I'm going to spend a momentum for a dice.
Yeah.
Hey!
I don't want to spend for a dice, but what's the difficulty?
2.
Yeah, he can't do this without dice.
Oh, jeez.
He's a diplomatic
Just have-
attaché. What do you want from him? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why he's on the secondary. I don't know why he's in the second.
He was a joke character.
You can
I
try
don't know.
reasoning with him.
I don't know why he's on the secondary tactical console, man.
Because he's
Wait,
a token we had available. He's fine.
Good job, Paul. What? Yeah. You all are able to
about with threat, by the
dodge
way.
out of the way.
I said I bought with threat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which way would you like to dodge, Rokel? Would you like to go to your character's left or your character's right?
Well, to his right, there's a station that has a little low wall, so he kind of has to jump over it,
Yeah.
do like
Whichever
a
one
Mario
works.
jump. But we will not do a Mario jump. We'll just go left and go through here.
Okay.
But
Mario at all.
as we're going out, we're gonna go ahead and do a fighting retreat. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna overload my phaser and throw it into the thing
It's
All right. Well, it can't actually be his turn.
because
anymore.
I
yeah,
am
I
now
can actually, yeah. Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
assuming everyone is now gonna be leaving this thing. I'm throwing it in there.
Actually, I'm so sorry. Hang on 1 second. We're gonna cut down to engineer, and this is gonna happen here as well. And then
Suspense is killing me.
The blob's going to be killing you if you don't figure out why it's here and what it wants.
That's
Um,
that's what I planted on.
Jack, I will need, sorry, Commander Kelly, I'm gonna need that same daring security from you.
Okay. I'll give you a threat for a dice.
Well-
Just in case. Oh, yay.
Okay. I'm assuming that you're just going to be going back to this one right there, to like towards this door, or did you want to go into this little alcove here?
There is no way out of that alcove.
Let me actually double check that. I have the deck plans pulled up.
Yeah, please do.
Jesus Christ. What deck is the engineering on?
15.
Oh. Oh, really?
So,
Are you
I
sure?
might, I might be wrong. No, the ship has 15 decks. That's where that number came from.
It's deck 11.
Yeah.
I
I was
was
gonna
like
say.
going down into the ass of the engineering subsection. Hang on one second. It's not actually shown on. So this is a bathroom. This actually has a hall that goes around. That has. Actually, I'm sorry. This is a auxiliary like storage area. This will have this for your. You would know this because you know engineering backwards and forwards. This does have a Jeffrey's tube in it. Down this hallway here are 2 bathrooms, and there is no Jeffrey's tube.
Okay. Is there anything over here?
No, that is correct. That is true. That has only there is a Jeffrey's tube here. That's just a wall.
Okay.
I will. Is this a PDF?
They are PDFs. Everyone has a copy. And
Are we looking at the same one? Hang on.
oh, mine are PDFs. Oh, no, mine are JPEGs.
Deck plans, Intrepid, deck
I was gonna
11.
say, Jack gave them to us.
Oh. I've just been looking off this like PDF deck plan thing, but it will if there's a conflict between your maps and my maps, then let me know. Okay. Sorry, Jack. What were you saying?
From what I'm looking at, this is a dead end.
This from the ones that you're looking at?
Yeah, this door is a dead end.
Oh, that's interesting. Like there's nothing on the other end?
Well,
It's a storage room.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna rule that there is a Jeffrey's tube in there that connects to the main artery.
Okay, would it eat any of my actions to call for an evacuation of engineering?
I would say that would be. It wouldn't be an action. No, it would be you saying giving the order to the computer to break that down. I believe the one evacuation order also comes with the. Actually, I don't believe this has the blast door close off.
It should.
Like over here, it does. Like you see, I think
It should be like right here,
Here?
coming down between these two columns.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. You're right. Yeah. That would involve closing the blast door. That's the main evacuation sequence that you had. You would be able to modify that in the order if you wanted to keep that open.
Yeah, she's gonna call for an evacuation of main engineering.
Okay, do that.
Yeah, she's gonna do that and head here.
Okay. You hear. That makes sound. Yeah, it's the intruder alert noise, but you see sort of bright red and green lights begin flashing, and you hear a
Christmas.
as the blast doors begin to close. You hear as you sort of go towards the door, you hear Mina Creighton over in this corner here go, Commander Kelly, are you there? I can't get through.
Hi, I'm gonna try to transport you out.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna roll for the security officers as well. Just one moment. Would you like the security officers to buy any dice?
Gonna regret this, but with threat.
Okay, one each.
Yes, one each.
They don't have names. They're not real people. Not like Crewman Grisk.
Their target number is 12, unfortunately. So there goes one. Yikes. There goes the second.
Well, crap.
They're engineers,
you
not
hear-
security officers. They suck at life.
You see them jolt as they get this one has their leg fully enveloped by the goo. He goes ah, and is still, and the goo sort of pulls him into the middle of the ooze, and he doesn't appear to be moving.
About how long has it been since this started?
30 seconds. Probably. Something around there.
Okay, so there's a chance the dude who was first pulled in has not suffocated to death.
Are you looking to see? If
I
they're
don't-
suffocating?
I don't think I have time to look to see.
That's
Well,
okay.
not in any way that could verifiably confirm whether he's living or dead, because I need to take my actions.
Well, that was the end of the GM's turn, so we could decide who was going to do what next. Raquel mentioned he was going to try to feed it an overloading phaser. Obviously, you can't do that in engineering because there are people in there. Anyway,
Only
Not
war
that the
for-
thought hadn't
Food
crossed
for
my
thought.
mind.
Kelly, would you like to go, or would you like
Let Raquel go.
cutting back up to the bridge? Raquel, you wanted to do some explodey funny stuff, huh?
Yep, do some fireworks.
Kelly fastball.
The Kelly fastball. I believe the roll that we did for that, since this is in the middle of combat, it's going to be daring security. Are you doing this with your disruptor that you have, or with your phaser?
I'm gonna keep my disruptor and use a phaser.
he wouldn't have a disruptor because, just like
You're
Torg,
exactly
I
right.
ordered him to leave that in his quarters. He could keep his dagger, but he'd use a Federation phaser. So
Okay.
I didn't have that
yeah,
scene yet, but my rules.
Go ahead
apply.
and
You
Go
know,
ahead
he
and-
likes his disruptor. He'll keep that with him. But he'll be using
Alright.
the phaser though.
you know what? I'm gonna say, just to make it interesting, you do have your disruptor on you.
Okay. So he'll
Uh,
throw his phaser in there.
Okay, you're gonna
Instead-
set it to overload. So I'm gonna say
Yep.
daring security. I'll say difficulty. I'm trying to remember precedent. Since you're not doing it with a specific frequency, you're just trying to get it to dead. I'm assuming that this you can't set this to stun, so this is lethal.
We're overloading the
It's an explosion.
phaser.
It's lethal.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
so-
for sure. So that's
We're He's overloaded the phaser because he can always get more phasers.
For sure. Yeah, you're on a ship full of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Daring
can't
security
get more
difficulty of
disruptors.
3.
All right.
And
Control
I will allow your
security?
small. Nope. Daring security.
Daring security. Okay.
And I will allow your small arms focus to apply.
Perfect. And the difficulty was 2?
Was 3.
3. Okay. So let's go ahead and give you 1 threat, sure, for
Okay.
bold. Okay, we'll go ahead and re-roll that 18.
All right.
Ah, damn it!
Yikes.
Let's see.
It's currently sitting at a failure. Any other way to
yeah.
reroll?
You know what? We're gonna go ahead and use my determination to
Okay.
re-roll that.
Go ahead and give me what value you're going to be citing.
Today is a good day today.
Uh,
Is that okay or
yeah,
no?
throwing an explosive into a goo and being kind of close to it when you do. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. So, well, I rolled 3 dice. Re-rolling. And frick. And there's no way for me to re-roll that. I can't use my...
If you're re-rolling the full die, you can use bold.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and re-roll that complication then.
Yep.
Awesome. Perfect.
Okay. So that is 1 momentum generated. You're at full. No, I do not want to cancel. And then yeah, you throw it. Yeah, you give it a good throw. You see that it's immediately caught by the goo and is pulled towards the center. Go ahead. And I'm trying to find rules for overloading phasers. I believe previously we this is basically turning it into a pulse grenade, so I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, that's what I've always done too. Because for
Pulse.
some fucking reason, it's like a go-to.
Yeah.
I didn't bring pulse grenades because I brought a phaser. Grenade.
So I'm gonna drag the pulse grenade thing onto your character sheet. So just one moment. Go ahead and click. Yep. Go ahead and click the delta next to that.
Okay.
Should be 9 challenge dice.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Can we?
Spend a reroll.
Yeah, spend re-roll one of those misses.
You can
you
reroll all the blank challenge dice.
Yeah, all the blanks is what I meant.
Yep. Yep. 1 momentum to reroll.
And that is 4, right?
I'm
Okay.
counting 5.
Nope, 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. Go. All right.
All right.
And can we spend 1 for piercing? Or no, we can't. Probably can't because that's not a phaser, right?
No. So that's you can always do that. You
Okay.
can always spend for piercing if you want. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that's correct. So 1 for piercing. 6, 7, 8, 9. One moment. You see the explosion take effect. You see a big flash of light. The goop appears to be unaffected.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. So we'll go and yeah, I'm inside the transporter. We'll go, or not transporter, the turbo lift. We'll take it down to
Which deck are you picking?
let's see. Yeah, okay. Engineering is pretty much screwed up. They're pretty much screwed down there. So
I don't believe. Well,
So Rocco
You
wouldn't
would know
know that, but he did
That's a fair
hear
point.
Edwards transfer all bridge commands to engineering. If he's over there alone, logic would dictate engineering.
okay. We'll go
Besides,
over
Kelly still
to
has access.
we'll go over to engineering deck
okay. Let me see where that puts
because
you.
he doesn't know.
Just trying to follow the key on this thing. turbo lift. Heading down, you say deck 11, and it takes you down. You come out. Okay. I do not have a map prepared for this area of corridor. However, I can tell you what you see down there, Rokel, as the door opens. You see to your left and to your right, you see people running. Of all colors who are on the engineering deck running away from engineering. You see that they are running from main engineering.
Going on in engineering.
Do you say that to somebody?
Yes. I yell it out to one of them just to grab one of their attention.
So there's some sort of gel entity. It's in engineering. It's expanding. Kelly ordered it to evacuate.
Ah, perfect. There's one also on the bridge as well. Awesome.
Oh no.
So, but he did hear what Hagen said, right? About throwing stuff heavy, right? Because I remember she announced that.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any hollow? Is there any replicators on this deck?
On this deck?
Yeah, in the corridors.
I don't believe that there are any.
Sorry.
I'm looking at deck plans here.
No. Oh,
Can
but
we
I just
spend 2
imagined.
momentum and have there be a replicator?
I'm gonna say that your turn ends with you at the door of the turbo lift. You've used your movement to get down there and to interact with somebody. Okay. Unless you would like to swift task to go to a replicator.
And I have to spend threat to do that,
Yeah,
or
you have to
spend
spend
momentum? Okay.
It would
You know
be
what?
2 momentum to swift task.
We'll go ahead and do a swift task. Yes.
Okay.
Huh.
I will tell you that there is directly. Okay, so let me describe the corridors to you. To your left and to your right are you see that you're sort of in the hall where the turbo lift sits. At the end of those, each intersection, there's ones that go sort of down, like sort of the main corridors. You know that there is a room directly next to where the turbo lift comes out. There is a room. There is a room that is an emergency life support room. That has some redundant systems in it. That would have a replicator in it.
Alright. He'll try to replicate something really heavy.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to be descriptive. What would you like to replicate?
Okay. Trying to think of what is heavy and what he would know what is really heavy. I'm trying to think of a Klingon thing that is really heavy. Something on Kronos that he would know that was
just
pretty heavy.
replicate a big old heavy brick.
Tungsten.
Tungsten?
Tungsten is the
tungsten?
densest metal per inch, I think, that you can make. Like a square foot of tungsten weighs a ton, like a literal ton.
All right, then. So we'll go ahead and replicate pretty much. I'm gonna get some of the crew members. Just kind of grab one of them to help me out with this. We're gonna go ahead and replicate a big, huge brick, probably the size of a.
So let me.
You're gonna need a gravity lift for that.
Okay.
Anything. So if it's made of what Kelly is describing, or what Kesher whoever described it, and it's bigger than a brick, like a normal like house brick, you are going to need grab lift support for it.
Like-
It's extremely
Oh, okay.
heavy.
When I say a
Very,
square
very heavy.
foot of it is a ton, I mean a literal imperial ton.
Yeah, 2,000 pounds.
Okay,
Even a Klingon
okay.
can't do
Opportunity
Alright, then
cost
let's
of
we'll
one
just go ahead and
food.
get a brick. We'll just go ahead and get a brick, and I'll have one of the. I'll have
Get,
one
like,
of the.
several smaller bricks so that
Yeah.
it adds up.
Yeah, I'll get several of these bricks. Have some of these people just doing nothing. These yellow shirts. Have them grab one and throw it into engineering.
Okay. So engineering is down the hallways. I'm gonna say, yeah. Hang on 1 second.
I've added the map so when you describe Rokel can see what you're talking about. It's in the group chat.
Okay, let me look at what you're looking at, just so that. Yes, that I'm looking at that. Okay.
Okay.
I found a big PDF of it with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are just making sure that we're looking at the same thing. Okay. Yeah. So, Hagen, God damn it, Rokel. So, you see in the middle where that little circle is. That's the turbo lift that you got out of.
Oh, okay. So we're a little far then.
The-
All right.
Yeah,
Then.
the life support room is the one directly next to it, with the arrow that says life support room. Engineering is to the right of the screenshot. So it's So
A
it's
little
like
far.
it's a little bit of ways. I will allow you to get to engineering. Yeah, I'll allow you to get to engineering.
Alright.
You
Spend an opportunity cost on the anti-grav and bring as much as you can, as much as the GM is willing.
yeah, I will. I believe it's 2 for a grab lift,
One.
right?
One for an anti-grav.
Yeah. So, Raquel, is that okay?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So you see, for whatever reason, the engineers were getting a little careless and they left an anti-grav lift when they were doing maintenance on the life support bays here. You're able to fill this to its weight capacity, with just like chunks of tungsten. Is that what you're doing?
Yep, pretty much.
All right.
And I'm gonna have one of the crewmen help me out with this.
Okay. You get to engineering. Hang on one moment. And you guys are gonna be so upset.
When this doesn't work? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying the door is shut.
So
So what? Yeah, what actually happens? You do see a small chunk of it that was cut, that was sort of separated by the sort of lift, but you see, I don't think you'll be able to see. Yeah, you see some goop. You see some goop. A small amount of it that's slowly starting to expand. There. I think you've done your action to get a grav lift and bring all of these tungsten chunks with you. I don't believe you can throw them yet. I'm being very generous with the action economy here, by the way. You're going down full decks of the ship in what is a combat action. So you're gonna have to wait until your next turn to actually put them there.
these things are all happening concurrently. Doors are coming down as he's running in with his tungsten. Kelly's crawling through a hole. I'm
Yeah,
grabbing a
it's
bunch
just-
of people.
You get what I mean by generous, though. Come on, he's running at warp speed through the fucking decks. All right.
Yeah.
So, you
Hey.
get to engineering, Rokel.
All right.
Don't say that I'm being mean. I'm opening a situation with creative problem
Hey,
solving.
Tyler,
You're
I
gonna-
never said you were being mean.
cannot be.
The fact that was where your mind went says something about you.
I'm genuinely very not like this. Please know that this is an outlet for me to be a little shit.
Well, we know.
Say that to sleep
We know.
spells.
Yeah, I've cast sleep twice just because you keep giving me. Never mind, that's another game.
Can I
Yeah.
Can I try and pop my eye back in?
That can be your turn if you want.
Yeah, sure. I don't really have anything else I can do. Well, I've done all I can do.
Yeah. Let me just describe where you. Yeah, you guys are in your conference room. Actually, I'll bring you to your conference room. One moment. Conference room.
Wouldn't.
Come on. Meeting room.
Hmm.
Who's all there? It's Kestra. It's Edwards. It's Titan. It's
Sarah.
Sarah.
And that's it. Kelly
And
and
that's it.
Rokel are on in engineering. But
I imagine I'm over near Sarah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it'd be me carrying these two and pushing Woodyard.
Yeah. You guys all clamor in here. We're gonna, since everybody is out of immediate danger, I'm gonna say that we're not really. Okay, yeah, I'll say. His stuff is there's still a scene where Goop and a person is. So hang on, let's go down to engineering. I will say combat will officially stop as of right now. Let me draw shape. Sorry, do not laugh at my drawing.
We're gonna.
Stop.
Especially now.
Okay. Yeah, Rokel, you brought these two yellow shirts with you. Who is that? You brought these two yellow shirts with you. Do you just begin chucking this stuff in?
Yep. We're gonna throw it in there.
Yeah. I mean, so it's literally like this little. Who got rid of my drawing?
Is it under the circle?
Yeah, it probably is. Hang on. Stop.
And no
I
one has
suck.
administrative rights right now. It's only you.
It's literally nowhere. Okay, that's fine. Just imagine a blast door there. You begin throwing this in. Go ahead and give me fitness. Yeah, I'll say fitness security.
Security. Okay.
Difficulty. Yeah, you're just throwing the stuff. I'll say difficulty 1.
All right. So I don't have a focus on this one, so I'll go ahead. Unless you take martial arts focus, which honestly I don't believe that would
I'm not
apply
gonna.
here.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, the second lesson was we threw tungsten. No, that's not gonna happen.
All right.
Nice. Oh, come on.
Freaking hell.
It's-
Complications.
You
it's
didn't even buy
push-
dice.
It's
Yeah,
pushing an
I can't-
anti-grav
I-
lift forward.
I can't do anything about that one, so. I take injury.
1, 2. No, I rolled a 3
You
and a 4
pull a
with
calf
0.
muscle.
So you didn't stretch beforehand, and you take no stretch
Cramp!
damage.
Cramp!
You feel your the arm that you're using to push over the thing cramps for a very small moment. But yeah, you succeed. You weigh this little goop chunk down. You see that it visibly kind of shrinks down to like envelop all of this matter. And you see that it stops growing.
Okay. For now, we seem
now.
to have halted it.
Yep, you
But-
seem to have that little tiny chunk halted.
Alright, do I know if there's anyone on the other side of that goo? Is it, like, transparent?
Anyone on the other side of the
Is the goo
the
transparent?
blast door is in the way. And I don't believe blast doors should be see through.
But is the goo transparent is what I mean.
The goo is not transparent, it's translucent.
Okay.
So you can see kind of through it to where the door is, but you can see it's warped. It's translucent.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just yell out to anyone, whoever's in there, because he has no idea who else is in here other than just these two guys with him.
Yeah, while this is happening,
So he's gonna yell out.
I'm gonna assume that this guy knows and backs up with you.
It expanded.
It did.
I thought you said it halted it.
To reiterate once again, the blast door cut off a little section of it from the rest of the big thing. That little tiny section on the other end of the blast, on your side of the blast door, is halted. The rest of the goo is moving independently of it.
So you need to tell the the crew that worked, so that they can try and replicate that.
All right. Well, he's gonna yell out to everyone that the tungsten idea works. Just grab anything heavy. Anyone grab anything heavy, just throw in there if whoever's left in here. Whoever's left alive. Whoever's left alive in here.
Kelly, you hear that, but you hear Rokel's voice sort of muffled from the other end of the blast door. You
What the fuck are this dude's lungs like? Are the people next to him okay?
He's a Klingon.
Because there's a blast door, a goo monster, and a normal door between me and him.
It is very muffled. You hear Tungsten.
Couldn't possibly use the comm badge.
Jack, I was letting you hear it, but since you were so nice and said that you probably shouldn't be able to, you didn't hear it very well.
Whose side are you on?
Obviously not ours.
That's my job.
Yeah, truly. Jack, I will say that it begins to envelop the warp core. You start hearing some beeps happen in this area. Deet, 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 deet.
Okay. Do tell.
You hear beeps from the console. They are probably like generalized warning beeps that some unknown substance is interfering with the warp reaction.
Yeah, I do kind of need to shut down the reactor. So, whose turn is it?
We're outside of combat turns right now, but
Oh, okay. Then I definitely have things I need to do, like, imminently.
Yeah, so we're in engineering now. This is where the scene is. However, the goo is still sort of expanding, which is why I'm making it bigger as we're going.
Okay. I need to transport my fuck-up buddy over here onto a transporter pad, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay. From where?
Wireless.
Oh, with your head.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that you link with the command console that's on the other side of the wall.
Oh shit.
Go ahead and give me. Yeah, this is not from a pad onto a pad. Yes.
I'm definitely sending her to a transporter room.
Yeah. Control engineering difficulty of 3.
Control engineering diff 3. I will give you 1 threat.
Mhm.
That is for 1 dice. Good. Have 2 more threat. All right, and away we go.
Oh my god.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I used bold.
I think you need to like spend a determination to re-roll that shit.
We know if he crits, he gets it. But
Yeah, but that's a big if for someone who doesn't have a freaking focus.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah, that's focus. Or that's determination. That's determination time.
Okay.
Fuck. I have to go pull up the thing and
Improvise,
justify
adapt,
this.
overcome.
Well,
He needs a determination, I think.
Yeah, that's the value. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Come on. This is improvising,
Yeah.
if anything.
that or look, me and Kraden have our differences, but we are crewmates.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna fucking leave her behind when she is still not yet absorbed by goo. I'd quite like to not leave anyone behind, but at the moment, I have to fucking triage who I can and cannot transport out of engineering to safety.
Which value are you calling him?
I am going to call in teamwork makes the dream work. She is a part of my team.
Alright.
Right, and that gets me a reroll, yes?
Yeah, that allows you to. You can keep your success, but you can reroll the other 3.
Yeah, I'll reroll those other 3, because goddamn. Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah, you just got there.
Can you reroll that 19?
You have bold.
Yeah, I can. Yay, that's a momentum generated.
All right. Mina Kraden goes, "Oh, thank you." And boops. You sense that the transport you know that the transport was successful.
Okay, so
mhm.
yeah, this door is sealed, right? Like emergency sealed.
That for an evacuation warning, I don't think so. I think it would allow you to get in there
Okay, well, I want to seal that door.
while you're inside the door.
Well, yeah, because we've got a Jeffries tube on the way out.
Okay, you seal the door with what?
Well, I should have a phaser on me.
Oh, do you want to do a force field or do you want to do close it with a phaser?
Well, I'm about to emergency shut down the warp core, so I'll do it with a phaser.
Ah. Okay. Go ahead and give me. Oh, this is.
This is using a phaser as a tool and not as a weapon, to be clear.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Daring engineering difficulty. I'll say. Yeah, difficulty 2.
You know, a phaser is kind of like a Swiss Army knife.
It is, intentionally.
Yeah, it's made like that, isn't it?
Because Starfleet aren't supposed to be soldiers, so their sidearm is not just a weapon. It's a multi-tool. The multipass.
Multipass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jack, on that previous roll, were you rolling control engineering or daring?
Daring.
It's an engineering test, so it was control.
Oh, whoops. The difference is 1 point.
1 point down.
It would have made my target number 15 instead of 16, so that one success would still have been a success.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Yep.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah,
You
sorry about
probably
that.
had it, but that's fine. Yeah, so it'll be daring engineering difficulty 2 for the phaser task.
Okay,
Give him
that
a
was...
red. It can't get much worse.
I just completely blanked on what you told me.
It's okay. Here, I'll write it. Daring engineering.
Okay, difficulty 2?
Difficulty 2. Yep.
Okay, hey, just in case you wanted to have this goo, like, eat the entire ship and TPKS, have another threat for a dice.
Okay, I can make that work.
Thanks.
You guys know that I would never, with a threat, spend TBKU.
I will re-roll that 17 with my bold. Well,
I
the first
don't
17,
like
I
the
guess.
asterisks in that sentence.
I know,
Okay,
number
there we go.
threat.
2 successes.
You want to feel them die beneath your hand.
Not with threat.
Yeah, I would never do that's so cheap.
You will
I would
die
never
by
do
my
that.
hand, not poor decisions made by you.
Yeah. Well, no. If I'm using threat to increase complication and you guys critically fail, no, I'm fine killing you guys with that, but not TPKing you.
Alright, take your time. There's nothing to worry about right now.
Yeah, you seal the door. That door is fucked. It's not gonna open.
All right, cool. Let's vacate this via the Jeffries tube then.
Okay. You get into the Jeffries tube. And Jack, let me know. Are you did you seal it just in the middle slit or in the bottom as well?
Oh no, the whole way around this thing.
I see. Okay.
This door is sealed.
For sure. Okay. With that,
Yeah,
And
she's
all the
going full
Jeffries
biohazard containment on this.
okay.
And all the Jeffries tubes, by the way, do have hermetic seals on them, specifically for this kind of situation.
I'm gonna spend threat.
Right? And once I'm out, I'm gonna need to get over here to these engineering control stations and start shutting down the warp core.
You hear a massive amount of warning lights. Warning, whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying
Warp
to go.
field containment failing. Warp field containment
Yeah,
failing.
that thing where I just said I was gonna go shut down the emergency core.
I
Or
know.
I'm doing that.
I'm adding stakes.
Uh,
Stop yelling at me.
I guess Raquel just sees a Kelly just magically appearing from
Yeah,
the
you see
Jeffries
the
tube.
door. You hear a psst, and the turbo lift underneath the console comes up, and you see a tiny little shriveled up piece of green goo with a bunch of tungsten rocks in it, an overturned anti-grav, two very scared looking yellow shirts, and your Klingon friend standing there looking at you.
He would probably be pointing a disruptor that way because he's probably thinking it's
Which way?
that direction he heard someone come out from because he's a
Alright.
trained security guy, but guard
Shut
really.
down before I hack it and make it explode in your hand.
He puts it down. He holds it. It's like,
Like, can't you do that? No. Not sure if I want to find out though.
Warp field containment failing at
Yeah,
75%.
I would like to emergency shut down the warp core.
Okay. To emergency shut down the warp core, give me daring engine. Are you now? Let me be clear. Are you ejecting the warp core or just shutting it down?
Shutting it down. I am
Okay, flooding it
ceasing
with
all
liquid
power
nitrogen.
to it. No antimatter reactions.
Okay.
None of that.
As you're going, you're clicking past warning signals that say that this is kind of outside procedure a little bit, and you're like, "Fuck this! Fuck this! Fuck this!" And give me daring engineering.
wait a
Pushing-
minute, real quick. Can one of these engineering people with me assist her?
They they know that Kelly probably has it. These are no, they can't. They actually stand there watching her.
They're not real people.
Okay.
They're
They're not real
red
people.
shirts.
Can I just
Out of character,
threaten
they're not real
them?
people.
Can I just threaten them to help her out?
The yellow shirt looks up at you and says, and looks at you dead in the face and says, "I'm more afraid of her than I am of you."
And Raquel, they're not just standing there. They're just tokens the GM hasn't moved. They're probably running around doing what you told them to, which is grabbing anything not nailed down and throwing it into the goo. It's just the GM's not going to be sitting here doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone is
well-
doing something.
In that case, he is not threatening them.
Oh, good. Thank you.
He's not.
Yeah. So Kelly, give me daring engineering. This will be to completely and safely halt the warp. Yeah. Fully and safely halt the warp factor, the warp field. and the generator and all that stuff. I'm gonna spend some threat here. I'm gonna say daring engineering, diff 3, comp of 3. Something about the goop is making it a little bit more difficult.
Okay, so diff 3, comp 3?
Yep.
Spend.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna spend.
Spend.
So I will spend... one threat, 2 momentum for 4 dice
Okay.
total. And emergency repairs? This is very much an emergency.
Yeah, I'd give it to her. Yeah.
Huzzah! Okay.
Next time, the only reason why you made me think about it is because your tone of voice when you brought it forward.
Okay, here we go. 4 dice. Oh, I didn't set the comp range. God damn it.
That means that 18 is a complication.
That means that I'm gonna re-roll that 18 with bold.
Okay.
Hey.
Perfect.
Good news,
3
everyone.
momentum.
We're not blown up because of me.
You sent the alarm bells go down to their to a lower field of urgency. Everybody on the ship hears. If you would stop, please. Thank you. Everybody on the ship hears a powering down. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, the fusion reactors should still be kicking.
We do have the additional fusion reactors, so warp core's offline, but we still have power.
We still
Yes,
have
you do.
emergency battery power. There's lots of sources of power on the ship, right?
We should
Yeah.
have, I think, like 3 reactors? 3 fusion
No,
reactors up there?
I know there's at
We
least
have-
4 exercise bikes.
Yeah, you have 2 fusion reactors that are used for your impulse. What deck are those on, by the way?
We have additional impulse and fusion reactors due to secondary reactors, so we should be up to like 4 or 5 at this point.
Well, you have 2 that have been built upon.
Oh my god, it's CVN 65 all over again.
What if we gave it 2 warp cores?
Wait, hold on a moment.
What if we strapped a second warp core?
You want to build
onto
like a
the
second
machine?
warp core?
Yeah.
I don't think they're being.
We want to
serious.
see if we can turn the sun into a Taurus.
Yeah, we want to go faster. So my plan is we take one warp core and we strap it to the side of a second warp core and feed them into each other, and that'll make us go faster.
Because nothing bad ever happens when you start doing that.
Right. Have you ever heard of magazine detonations? I'm thinking of something very, very similar.
Do you know what, Kyle? Do you know where the fusion reactors are?
I do and don't. It's not important.
I actually kind of do need to know.
Oh, shit.
We
Okay.
might have an auxiliary warp
I'll
core.
start at deck 15. You start at deck 4 and work your way down or work your way up.
Yeah.
We do have an auxiliary warp core
Fusion
based on the
reactors
blueprint.
should be just
You have,
underneath the impulse engines.
yeah. I don't believe it needs to be hooked up. You can't just have it. You have a spare warp core. You do not have an auxiliary warp core.
Yeah. It's in like a compartment tube you can launch into space and then grab it again.
Yeah, you can use it as a weapon.
Well, you can ruin all of my plans with it. Sorry, different game.
Are you seeing it?
I-
So sorry, everybody. It should be right by the impulse drives. It's just not there.
There is a energy grid on deck 4. I'm not sure if that was where one of the reactors might be. That is where the transporter rooms are at.
Sorry for the standstill, everybody. We just wanted to find where this is.
You hear me? On deck 4, there might be something on there.
We'll say they're on deck 4. Okay. I'm gonna step away for just one moment. I'll be right back.
We don't see them on deck 4.
Well, there is a holodeck, or not holodeck. There is a transporter room. Both 1 and 2 are up there, and there's an energy grid location of the bioneural gel packs. So I'm thinking there might be something there. That's what I'm thinking.
I think I found them. You see on the Intrepid class schematics, there's these big tanks right around the middle.
Which floor?
I assume you're looking at the MSDs?
Yeah, it's level with the the very tip of the nose of the ship. If you go to the left and back, it should look like 2 big tanks. I think those are the impulse and fusion engines.
Right.
There's secondary computer cores, loading bay.
According to Star Trek Voyager, they're located on Deck 11. These fusion reactors. That didn't help because they're not actually on the blueprints in Deck 11.
But then there's also another energy grid section as well on Deck 6, so it might be spread out or something. I don't know.
And the only thing listed on the deck plans on Deck 11 that's power related is the battery compartment.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that?
Deck 11.
If you scroll back about a year and a half in the group chat, there's a PDF.
I'm just looking at memory alpha's list stuff.
Oh, deck directory.
Yeah, they have a deck directory.
Yeah, I've been looking at the deck directory on the images, and I haven't found a fusion reactors.
Turns out we don't have one.
They are somewhere. We have Schrodinger's fusion reactors.
Really?
Yes. They exist until you start looking for them.
Well, have any of you seen that game that just came out, 6 Days in Fallujah?
Nope.
It's exactly what it sounds like. You're supposed to play Marines kicking down doors in Fallujah for 6 days, and they made the AI for the insurgents adaptive and learning, so it learns how you play and then adapts the tactics that the NPCs use to counter that. They'll set traps, they'll rig doors to explode, they'll set up ambushes, they will set up snipers if they know that you tend to run across the street a bunch, and it's all procedurally generated, so no 2 maps are the same.
Sounds really traumatic for anybody who actually went through Fallujah to play.
Right, exactly, and they did this in partnership with the Pentagon.
Yeah.
You know, I knew a drill instructor who was at Fallujah. He said that when it wasn't really intense, it was actually super chill.
That's how most war is. It's long periods of boredom punctuated by brief moments of terror.
Yeah,
I mean, most
he had
of the
this
time,
story about how he and another Marine were sitting there in lawn chairs during one of the lulls, smoking cigarettes and taking bets on how close the next mortar shell would land.
What were you saying, Nish?
I was saying that most of the time in in combat, you just spend trying to actually get to the battle, not actually fighting.
Right.
And he said, shortly after they'd placed one of the bets, they had a mortar shell land right in between him and his buddy. And he got knocked on his ass. And as his hearing's coming back, he hears, "Shit, Hodge, that was a good one!" They were both fine, somehow, but...
Alrighty. As much as I would love to continue talking about this, the warp core is out of danger for now. We're gonna cut up to the meeting room.
Ensign Woodyard, we've got a few minutes to breathe. Tell me what the hell that thing is and how to get it off my ship.
I don't know. Heavy things. Throw them. Power's down.
We'll do that while you figure it out.
I'll start scanning. Use my tricorder.
Raquel will use a comp. Wait, no, Klingons don't have comm badges, do they?
You have a Federation comm badge. We're not going to leave you incommunicado.
All right. Well, he'll use his comm badge to in contact with Edwards or Edwards.
Again, you have to keep in mind how time works. The amount of time it took you to get down there, replicate tungsten, run it to engineering. We're only 2 seconds since you left.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
Yeah.
he'll
I need
do
to
that
put
afterwards.
my eye back into my skull real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Hagen, make a daring medicine roll, difficulty 4.
Daring medicine?
You're popping your eye back into socket while you're chilling in a lounge.
Can I, Sarah, can you please hold my eyelids open?
What?
Please?
What?
Please?
What? Yep. Okay. She sort of comes close to you. Where's your med kit? You don't have your med kit, don't you?
I don't have my med kit, but there's the
Oh
emergency
my God.
med kit. There's the emergency med kit in that panel over there.
Okay. She grabs it. Okay.
Okay.
Is it something that I need to do quickly, or do we need to do it very slowly?
you-
You need to tell me.
I'm going to handle the eye bit. I need you to use the forceps to keep my eyelid open.
Alright. So, since this is gonna be really fun, somebody else needs to roll Sarah Mitchell's
That's
control. No, it's
Oh,
daring. It's daring. It's daring. It's daring. It's daring medicine.
The things we do for love.
I would argue
mine-
it is control because she's not doing anything daring. She's trying to control her faculties.
That
Yeah.
is, I would argue that as well.
Control medicine, then. Take your 1 additional point.
I will take my 1 additional.
Okay.
Control and you know what? Since it's calmed down, since you are in a brief lull, Hagen, I will allow you to do control medicine as well.
Okay. I know that was difficult for
Hers
you,
is
and I just
daring.
want to say I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
Hers
control
would be
medicine.
daring.
This is going to be control medicine. Difficulty 4. I'm gonna increase the complication range since I have threat to use. Med diff 4. Yeah, y'all aren't being. You guys haven't washed your hands yet.
What's the comp range?
3.
3.
3. I have a focus for a lot of
Of
reasons.
what?
I'm being assisted. Emergency medicine, composure. Take your pick.
It's self-surgery, so I'm gonna say composure.
I have a focus because Kestra's being evasive?
No.
Yeah, I was never going to fly.
Evasive?
How is
She's-
Kesper being evasive?
I don't know.
Alright,
It was-
do a lot of jukes. Do a lot of juking actions while you're holding your
I am
throbbing
gonna
eyeball.
Spend 1 momentum and give you 2 threat
Mm-hmm.
to get 4 dice.
Yep. Yeah, I'll say Trev. Give me a. I'm gonna need a composure roll from you. Give me. Trev, because I feel like you'd be nauseated by this sort of thing.
Sure.
Go ahead and give me.
I mean, I'm nauseated just talking about it, really.
Yeah, truly. Go ahead and give me. Yeah, this will be fitness. Fitness command. Yeah.
Why
This
did
will be
you do that
difficulty
to
of
me?
2 because it's
Why
eye
did you do
surgery.
that to me? Oh Lord.
So to be clear, because we've succeeded, I want to describe what Woodyard is trying to resist here.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so the forceps are holding the eyelid open. Kestra takes her eyeball in her hand, lines it up so that the ocular nerve is reconnected to the brain, and you hear a as she gets it in.
Yep. And it's the sound more than anything for you, Trev. Go ahead and roll.
I'm not wasting threat on this.
Just a
Oh, yeah,
little
I wanna
wet
see.
pop.
It's a pop, but it's a wet pop.
Like a
Oh great. Yeah.
No, you hold your hand against the desk and you feel faint.
Can somebody come and get me a bucket? Oh God.
You do vomit in your mouth a little bit, but you're fine. Oh my
Oh,
God.
calm down,
Ensign.
Ensign. Calm down, Ensign. You're not the one who had to put it back in. Oh,
Row up and move on.
oh,
Let's go.
Oh, there's so
God.
much water on my hands. I don't know where it came from. I was holding a tool.
here, and I get there's wipes. I get the wipes out of the med pack and open it up and hand it to her, and then I get myself a set and start wiping
Okay.
off my hands.
It's about this time where you hear from behind you a small, like some sort of liquid being pushed through a small space.
Shit. And I I stand up. Captain, your phaser.
Yeah, because we just wear those all the time.
Yeah.
We're in war, we do.
Anyways, what I'm doing while they're doing the eyeball thing is just grabbing all these convenient rolly chairs and moving them over because they said mass. And again, this has all been about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, then he goes over
actually,
to a wall panel because there's usually little fucking armories everywhere. Grabs a phaser.
You have
I
a
do
phaser
wanna,
on you. There isn't an armory in here.
I just had a thought. Kestra goes, computer, engage hermetic seal on meeting room door.
Meeting room door not set up with hermetic seal capabilities.
It actually would because it leads to the bridge.
Security fields would allow that.
Which we know that force fields don't do anything.
Grabbing my phaser, welding the door. Got it.
You walk over around the corner. You see below the door there's green ooze that's leaking out into the area. I believe the door is over here, right?
That door
Or is it
leads to the back areas. There's bathrooms and stuff back there. This one leads to the bridge.
Oh, well, I've been using that as the entrance. So,
Everyone
alright,
uses
the door
that
is
as the entrance.
Yeah, you shoot it with your phaser.
Yeah.
Roll to hit. Control security difficulty 2.
Yeah. Buy with bold. Wow.
For real.
What
I need to
is
go to
going
the
on?
fucking range. Jesus
I'm not-
Christ.
I'm not sure how
Hey,
you can
well,
miss that.
I'll allow you to succeed with cost if you'd like.
I can't miss a door.
This is just embarrassing. I am
What was the
embarrassed
difficulty
for you.
on this?
It was 2.
I've got to focus.
I think
Do
you
you
should.
have the
I
storage
think you just
you
need
have
to spin to re-roll and hope you generate some momentum.
I'm
Because-
telling
He's
you,
gonna
do
succeed
not
at
spend
cost.
your
Yeah,
determination
just
for this.
succeed at cost.
Okay.
Okay.
You shoot it. I'm not gonna have you roll damage. It appears to be unaffected, and it continues to spread.
Oh,
Or,
that's not
or
working.
were you shooting
I
to
was
seal the door?
I was sealing the door.
Okay. You seal the door. I'll say. Yeah, you seal the door. You find that when you attempt to phase the goo creature, the phaser has no effect on the door that it's currently touching.
Okay.
So it disperses the energy pretty rapidly. The rest of the door is sealed. However, the ooze is still slowly creeping in.
Is there a replicator in this room?
Then the door is not sealed.
The kid. The door. Yeah, you're right. The door isn't sealed, but there's an area of space where the goop is coming through.
Is there a replicator in this room?
Oh, I would say yeah. It's probably on this
Okay.
wall here.
Kestra goes over to the replicator, types in an order for 3 bricks of tungsten to the dimensions of that would line the bottom of that door.
Yeah. So a brick of tungsten. I think we're gonna go over this again. Is a metric ton.
Not a foot cube of tungsten, which is a metric ton.
Oh.
But a good sized. I want smaller cubes, smaller bricks that can be like transported over and stacked.
Legos. You
want
want
a-
tungsten Legos.
I want tungsten Legos.
Like that small that you can build on.
Yeah. Basically, I want to be able to just drop it into the goo and it kind of stack up.
Yeah. All right.
Because Kestra is a smarty pants. Even if Tristan is kind of dumb sometimes.
Ain't that how it always be, though?
Oh. A normal sized brick of tungsten weighs 20 kilograms. Like if you use your generic size brick.
Yeah. So it's
Anyway.
heavy.
It's heavy, but not impossible. I will escort bricks while Woodyard do science.
Yes. I need to scan and find out all sorts of different things. I should have been writing down my questions that I had. I could ask.
Yeah, it takes a little bit, and more goop comes in as you're going, but you sense that you have stopped this goop in its tracks.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Woodyard, you got
and,
any answers for us yet?
replicator.
Oh, you fuck.
The replicator spawns, and you see that it is a tungsten cup, and you're not sure what's inside of it.
I know what's inside of it.
I know
We all
what's
know
inside
what's
of it.
inside of it.
I
We
don't
all
think
know.
Do you? Do you know?
What does it smell like?
From there, you can't smell it. What? Oh, you do see that it's filled with it is filled with honey. Yeah.
Okay. While Woodyard figures that out, I'm just going to lean over to Kestra. It's like, Kelly's doing that, right? Like, it can't be random.
No, I don't think Kelly is, because I literally watched her take apart a replicator, like, panel by panel, bolt by bolt, trying to...
While I'm tapping on my tricorder, I'll go, I'll see if I can figure it out after I do this.
Don't worry about the fucking replicator.
Stacked beautifully on a tungsten tray is 4 similar cups.
Computer,
Da-da-da.
why do you produce honey from the replicators?
Please specify request.
Why are there 4 cups of honey in this replicator?
You can't reason with it, Kestra.
There is currently no cups of honey in the replicator.
I look over.
There are no cups of honey in the replicator.
Okay.
You don't think the computer has gained sentience, do you?
I'll worry about the computer later. Woodyard, how's our goo problem coming?
I'd love to roll on that.
So it's gonna. I'm gonna need to. You need to tell me what you are scanning for, or what your role is in relation to.
Okay, I'm scanning.
I'm not gonna allow a. Hey, can I do a science roll to figure this out? It's not
Sure.
gonna happen. You need to be specific.
I can't just roll one roll to solve the puzzle of the entire game.
No,
I don't
your
understand
name
what
isn't
your
Kelly.
problem
It's
is.
okay.
I don't understand what your problem is. No, okay. Yeah, I'm scanning the goo. My main objective is to figure out the composition of the goo.
We already know the composition of the goo. If I may offer a suggestion here,
Yes.
what we need to do is figure out how to send it back to the other side of subspace.
Right. So So my next question was going to be: is there some kind of is it operating on some kind of harmonic resonance that is different from our universe? Maybe we can send it to whatever universe it shares its harmonic resonance with, or maybe perhaps we could even use our phasers to add a certain frequency in which to harm it or damage it or destroy it. And so I wanted to cause those frequencies. Those were the main things I wanted to figure out. I don't want to. I want to go for the sending it back to its own home first because we're Starfleet. We shouldn't be killing unknown creatures first before we understand what they are. But in a pinch, we gotta destroy it.
Okay. For that very specific ask, go ahead and give me reasons. Are you scanning this with? You're scanning this with your tricorder?
I am.
Okay. Give me reason science difficulty. I'll say difficulty of 3.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 dice worth of threat. That's what,
Okay.
3 dice, 3 threat.
Yep.
Oh, okay, and that'll allow me to. I'm assuming. Could I possibly have a focus on this?
Give me what focus you would like to try to have apply. I won't make the case for you.
I would like to use either sensor operations or quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics definitely seems like it would work here.
I think so too. I think
I
sensor
would allow
operations is very broad, but
I would allow a quantum mechanics focus.
okay. All right, and then I said 2 dice worth. Okay, and here we go.
Yep. So you're rolling 4 dice in total.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to re-roll that 18.
What was the difficulty on this?
It was 3, so he's got
3. Yeah, I just want to make sure I.
Yep.
Crit guaranteed.
Ooh.
Yep. 2 momentum generated. So,
That's right, Dice. You listen to me.
That's right.
Give me your primary concern with this roll. What
Well-
specifically are you looking for? One thing.
Well, the thing is if it's some kind of subspace creature, I want to know why it's exhibiting in our universe. If we can send it back to subspace, let's send it back to subspace. If it's exhibiting, if it's coming through some kind of hole in space or some kind of, or it has been able to transport itself into our universe through subspace, then I want to be able to send it back.
Okay. So, what you gain from the scan is that the phase signature of the entity does not conform with normal space. It conforms with subspace. So it is from subspace. So you remembered what happened. You went sort of through that turbulence field with sort of bubbles of this goo coming up into normal space as you were warping through it.
So we brought it with us, basically.
You determine that these goos were partially out of phase and were deposited onto your ship through, obviously through surfaces, through shields, And once they were in normal space long enough, they were trapped in normal space.
Okay. I'm going to use my
That is what-
science.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my science officer momentum before I start putting our own momentum, and say bonus momentum, and ask the question: can this be reversed through transporters, or phasers, or any other kind of energy beam that we have on the ship? Or actually, I should just say how. Well, asking how we can reverse the effects of the breach of our space from subspace is kind of a broad question. So I want to kind of specify it too. Can we send it back using the transporters? How about that?
Currently, in your current configuration of teleportation, of teleporters on the vessel, the amount of power that would be required to return things from normal space into subspace using matter energy conversion is wild. Matter energy conversion already takes up a good deal of energy. Doing that and breaking the phase barrier is not something that your ship is capable of.
Okay.
See, this is why we should have 2 warp core swings
Could we
together.
use the deflector to generate a wide-scale pulse of energy with a perfect opposition phase variance to try and push them back into wherever they came from?
These are Titan's questions, so I am going to allow Titan. That is something that you can ask. But if you had anything else, you are the main ruler here.
Well, my question was, if I can't do it using the transporters, can I do it using the phasers? And then my third question was going to be, can I do it using the deflector dish? Sorry.
I will go ahead and answer. I'll be generous and allow sort of, with our level of technology and using the examples that you brought up, I'll have that be under the same question. Transporters, there's not enough power in 100 ships of this size in order to do that, and it would also be rather dangerous for the life form. Phasers, yeah, you know that if you were to align your Nadion pulses in your phasers to an inverse frequency, you believe that would certainly affect the entity. However, ethically, you know that would most likely lead to the death of the entity. And I'm sorry, what was your third option?
The third option was the deflector dish.
The deflector dish, it wouldn't be applicable to.
Deflector is outside, goo is inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and I'm assuming that last time we played, since I wasn't there, I'm assuming that we tried to transport the stuff off of the ship and it wouldn't transport, right?
It's possible to do it,
Yeah.
but it was very difficult.
I turbo borked the roll.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Kelly doesn't fuck up, so because Kelly fucked up, none of us even questioned that it could try again.
Okay. Okay. Well, now that I have Meticulous, I might be able to do it a little bit easier, or at least without any complication, if I try it. But yeah.
I believe that answers your science officer question. Did you have a related or separate question that you wanted to ask for momentum?
No. I mean, if the only other question I had was, can we transport it off the ship? And that question is, yes, we can. We just have to make the roll to do it. But because I don't, maybe I don't want to say anything to jinx it. Something having to do with the power level of the ship at the moment. But yeah, I think that's all. Can I relay that information and then us discuss it amongst the crew here in the ship in the room?
Yeah, I will. Since you weren't the session last time, I will open it up but you have final approval on questions that you would like to ask. So understand that since you're the science officer. Anybody else currently in the scene? Did you have any questions that might be helpful?
I just relay the information to everybody in the room, and perhaps we can just talk about it. Next options.
So I did want to communicate to Titan that Kestra did establish telepathic contact with this, whatever this is, and it's not separate things. It's all one life form. Which is what caused her eye to pop out of her head because it was so massive. So this doesn't feel like all of it is coming through. It's just like parts of it are being like pushed through a hole. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm thinking if is there a way to close the hole that it came through?
Is there a way to so we don't want anything else coming through, and we just want to destroy the stuff that's here already, or we want to I don't understand. Would you want to study it, or
if we close the hole that it came through, then my thought process is we close that hole, it can't expand anymore because if it's all one mass, it's like you push something kind of non-Newtonian through a mesh sieve. It's gonna expand, but it's got to keep being fed in order to expand.
Well, what's feeding it?
Whatever's on the other side of the hole.
So if it's a single entity and we manage to close it off, technically what we've done is amputate a hand or something. We're not really dealing with the life form itself at this point, we're dealing with parts.
More like we amputate the tip of its pinky finger, but yeah. You get the...
So we find out where the subspace aperture is and we close it, whether it's on the ship or off the ship, and then whatever's here on the ship will remain the size that it's at right now, and we can get rid of it that way.
Hopefully. However, perhaps that might be the thing to ask the GM. Question.
I will make it clear to the doctor. You feel it telepathically, even though you know that this life form is one constituent part of a very large life form that's on the other side of the phase barrier. I'm gonna just warn you and say your ethical alarm bells are still going off. I would say, destroying this life form, you're still killing something.
Well, what we're trying to do is not so much destroy it necessarily as halt its growth.
And I would like to point out that at the moment, it appears to be attempting to kill and digest 3 crew members, and any others it can get its hands on.
Yeah.
We have
honestly, I would
we
say
have not established
destroy it.
a way to communicate with it. At this point, doing harm to that creature is ethically reasonable. It's self-defense. It's like if a starving wolf attacks you, you can kick the wolf in the teeth.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does Kestra think that she could perform a broadcast without receiving? Like, she doesn't want to open herself up to that thing again, but she wants to just broadcast a communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not normally how telepathy works. Normally, it's 2 ways or no ways at all. It would require some levels of concentration. But yeah, you think that that's possible?
I'm going to try to broadcast without receiving.
Before we move on, though, does anybody else have any other questions for this, specifically pertaining to the science roll? And I will point out, just because I'm a nice GM, you guys are making some assumptions here that I'm not going to be any more specific about which assumptions are correct or which are maybe not. But I'm going to leave it at that.
I have one more question then. In that
Okay.
case, and it could be a momentum question or not. But
yeah,
where where is the subspace rupture?
That's a very, very good question. Your role was specifically pertaining to the using your tricorder. However,
Yeah.
you do have a console here that you can, if you wanted to, um, I'll say, uh, I'll say a momentum, and then I will let you in on that as you walk.
Okay.
Yeah. You key up, you activate the main sensor grid. Um, there is a subspace aperture located 4.5 million kilometers off of the starboard bow.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
So that changes things.
Well, how is? I I I am. Uh,
Oh.
just as an aside, I'm missing crucial information from last week that I should have. I wish I
Not
had time to listen to that episode. But
really
my
not.
thing is, I my thing is my thing is what is causing these? What is feeding these things if they're so far away from the subspace, from the
The
subspace rupture, from the aperture?
the area that you're currently in is full of turbulence due to whatever is happening on Organ 3 on the my world that you're going to.
Oh.
The Lormian
Okay.
homeworld,
Mm.
the lemur people.
Shouldn't there be
Alright.
disturbances inside the ship if there's something coming through inside the ship?
There was a big lurch when that happened, and you were pulled out of warp.
How did they get on the ship?
I think I might have already explained it, but I'll explain it again. They were partially in and out of phase with your current layer of reality, and were able to phase through your shields in your hull.
So there has to
Can
be
we
a hole
phase-
somewhere.
Can't. There is a hole. How about this? Can they be phased so that they are no longer solid on our ship?
You know, experimentally, the only place that you know where they were in and out of phase was close to that warp, close to that subspace aperture. Is where subspace and real space were interacting and messing with their phase.
Can we? That's a terrible idea.
I'll
Can we
impulse the
recreate?
yeah, bring the ship closer. We still have impulse.
Or can we recreate those conditions in miniature?
The amount of power that would be required, as well as the fact that you're doing this inside your ship to create a tiny tear in real space to go to subspace, I don't believe you. However, you do have one that is out in space that's currently open and stable.
Okay, then I guess we gotta approach it.
We gotta get back onto the bridge first.
No, we don't.
No. There's a console right in front of you, Ensign.
Oh, well, I guess we can do it that way, huh?
Edwards to Kelly.
Kelly here. What is it, Captain?
You transfer helm control up to the meeting room. You have complete bridge
The meeting-
control down there. We've lost the bridge.
Understood. Transferring, Captain.
Sarah?
The console that. Yeah?
Your screen.
You want. Oh. I have to use this as a helm console? Oh, God, this is going to be a nightmare. Alright. Get out of the way, Edson. Oh, God. Oh, wait. I have an idea. Okay.
You've got
Com-
this.
Computer, transfer helm controls from the touch display on the wall to the administrative console at the head of the chair. And you see that the view screen is showing here, and her controls here, the LCARs, fritz, and then they turn into like a normal L-car console that she sits at. All right, friends. I would have a seat. This is probably not going to be very subtle.
Do these chairs have straps?
No chairs on
I
the
don't
ship,
think
but mine have straps for some reason.
We should make those standard issue. Those are amazing, by the way. Those saved my life. I'm sorry, what were we doing?
We're sitting down.
Sitting here so I can fly the ship. Castro.
Yes. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated.
Ensign, Woodyard, your head makes a better door than a window. Please sit to my left, because she's trying to look through you.
Woodyard, over here, buddy.
God.
Are you muted, buddy?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm trying to. I there we go.
You okay?
Sorry.
What's happening?
I was having a little bit of a meltdown here because
I see.
I had both me and Lieutenant Mitchell highlighted, and so every time I tried to move, I was moving.
Oh,
But I did.
You just got a quick
forgot.
escape when that
Yeah.
happens.
I got
Yeah.
it. I got it.
We all know the feeling.
All hands.
Minor meltdown.
We're about to move. We're not entirely sure how rocky this ride's going to be, so brace.
All right. Using an admin. Okay. Yep, everything's working right. And the ship begins. You feel the ship lurch. Whoa. Okay. Yep. It's different. Okay. And you see the view screen on this little tiny little display begin to move in the direction of the subspace aperture. Okay. We're at a quarter impulse right now, Captain. We're gonna be there in about a minute and a half.
All right.
I would like to do a thing.
Okay. Oop.
Kelly Kelly taps her comm badge and says, "Kelly to Fox.
Yes, Commander.
Where are you at?
I am stuck in a Jeffries tube.
Well, get to transporter room 1. Meet me there."
Okay.
He's the transporter chief. He better be a transporter.
Commander Kelly, you move to a transporter room, and in this transporter room, you see. Oh, give me goop. I want goop. Goop, goop, goop. Oh, come on. Please let me copy and paste. Cross scenes.
Nope.
I didn't realize that Discord didn't. Not whatever. Got it.
Hey, could you not? But could you not, though?
The jingle is happening.
But you could not, and you're choosing to.
Okay, so as soon as that door opens and she sees it, she's closing that door.
Oh. Okay. Mina Creighton's like, wait! And comes, and she hops up. I don't have a token for her. I don't know where it is.
It's in the GM
Oh, is
stuff.
it?
You never moved it
Thank
to the
you.
lower deckers.
Thank you. Is it
Kelly to Fox.
Yes, Commander. I'm currently in a Jeffries tube.
Reroute to the emergency transporter room on deck 12.
Okay. I will climb 7 decks, but just for you.
What do you want?
Computer,
Doo-doo.
seal off this transporter room physically. No force fields, full biohazard seals.
Hazard warning. Cutting down to a totally not the same transporter room.
It's completely different. What are you talking about?
Chief, you walk in. Chief Fox is sweating, and you didn't know that Caitians could sweat.
It's a good lather.
Yeah. You ever had a really overactive cat, and after they're done playing, they start panting with their mouth open, which means that you need to stop? That's what That's what Kroll Fox is doing.
Wait, I'm
Is there a
supposed to stop?
replicator in this room?
Is there a replicator in this room? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it. Yeah, we'll say it's there.
It immediately produces honey as soon as you look at it.
Fox, get yourself some ice water, and then we're gonna try to transport 3 people out of a gelatinous goo.
Okay. Why is this? Oh, it's just water with lemon. Nice. Sip. Takes little sips of it. Didn't ask it for the lemon. What's going on with the replicators?
She just looks very rare for Saoirse. She looks defeated.
All right. We're gonna. You are. Chief Fox goes. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Heading back up to the meeting room.
So,
Mitchell to transporter room.
yes.
We're coming up on it.
Coming up on what, Mitchell?
The aperture. You're gonna transport it into the aperture, I think, right?
This is the first anyone's mentioning it to me. You know I still have 3 crew members trapped inside it, right?
So the last thing I said after Mitchell started moving was, "Okay, Woodyard, you've got a minute and a half to figure out how to get this thing off my ship."
Okay.
Mission accomplished.
So, yeah, I'm going to say, Ensign Woodyard, give me, because you're doing internal scans to detect all areas where the goo is. You see that the goo, a little bit of it went through most of the decks, so each of the decks has, and it's been appropriately cordoned off by sealing it, or in areas where that's not possible, it's sort of just slowly expanding. You do see the goo in. You pull up a visual feed in engineering, and you see that as you're getting closer to the goo, which normally a translucent green ooze is becoming a little bit lighter green as you get closer and closer.
Okay. I feel like there is a lesson to be learned about translucence and color grading,
Yeah,
and
give me-
the closer something is, the lighter it is. And
Give me, yeah, I'll tell you what that actually means. Reason science difficulty of 2, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I?
You're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Can I? Can I? Can I get a
quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics. All right. 2, you said.
Diff 2, yep.
I'm gonna give you one. One
Oop, diff
threat.
2. Yep.
Oh, whoops!
Nope.
Did I roll?
I don't think you did.
Oh,
See
okay,
anything.
okay. Sorry, you typed out. That's what it is.
Yep.
Oh, difficulty 3. Okay, in
No,
that
it's diff
case.
2. It's diff 2. It's diff 2. It's diff 2. It's diff 2.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh, also, using testing a theory, when you attempt a task using engineering or science, you may roll 1 additional d20, so long as you succeeded at a previous task covering the same scientific or technological field earlier in the same adventure.
Oh yeah. Take your additional d20, which means that would be your 3rd. So to get a 4th, you would be two threats. So you want to roll 4 dice.
That's fine. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And let me re-roll that 20.
Yep. You have bold science?
I do have bold science.
I made him take it.
Yes. Yes.
I was gonna
yes,
say, you were the one who didn't do that.
Yes, I made him change
Yes.
that.
Yes, I did take bold science.
It's a good defense for absolutely terrible rolls with
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Well, no, it's a defense. It's a defense against rolls with one complication in there, or you're like
Right.
one away from something.
Well, so is that meticulous talent.
Yeah.
So that's. But that's
For sure,
only
for
for
sure, for sure.
engineering checks instead of science, so I couldn't use it this time.
Yeah, 5 successes on a diff 2, so that you are capped on momentum. I'll tell you what that means. You sense with the internal sensors and with your visual sensors that the goo is losing phase and is coming less and less in phase where currently as you guys get closer to the aperture. You see that the men that are currently enveloped are not losing phase. They are going to remain here. So you see that.
I explained to the group. It looks like the closer that we're getting to the aperture, the more out of phase the goo comes, and it goes back to its own original subspace environment. Perhaps we could go inside of the actual aperture.
At some point, the goo is going to unphase with this ship, and technically we should just fly through it.
That makes sense to me.
Drop it off where we picked it up.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, as you continue moving forward, okay, the ship begins to shake. Okay, everybody, shake left, shake right. Very in the Star Trek feel. Lights begin going on and off as the turbulence gets more and more heavy. I would like Lieutenant Mitchell to roll, please. Control Con.
Control Con.
And then this is going to be difficulty of 3.
Would evasive apply?
I'll let it apply, yeah.
Okay. You said difficulty 3?
Yep.
She'll buy a dice with threat. She can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Buford. Let's see. I'm gonna ask Captain something real quick. Should we spend the determination for this?
Yes.
Okay, then take 2 threat, actually.
Cool. Precision and flight, grace and duel. Yeah, that applies.
Okay. Hot dog.
And yet, you succeed. That is 1 float. All right, everybody, brace. And you see, she just so lightly. She takes a port banking maneuver, and you see underneath the door, you see the green ooze that was trying to envelop the bricks that you dropped, shimmers and vanishes. It actually sinks through the floor and vanishes. Ooh. On internal sensors, you see the goo is fully dropping out. It is no longer shown on sensors. And you guys did it. Good job.
What about Saoirse trying to
we-
beam out those people? She has no frame of reference.
You see, the people are on the ground in engineering. You see that they begin to wake up.
She's not
Are
dead.
they injured? Because I'm currently in engineering. Are they injured? Do I see them like heavily wounded? Do I need to take them, carry them over to sick bay or something?
Well,
You hear them say, "Is anybody there?"
they're getting
Uh,
transported directly to sickbay.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I'll say
never mind.
that just goes through.
And Kestra kind of goes, is sitting in her chair. She's like, "Safe. Everything's okay."
Everything okay?
Lieutenant
Good.
Mitchell,
And she passes out.
put us back on course. Add impulse. Edwards to Kelly.
Kelly here.
Just got notice that you took the warp core offline. We've sorted the goo issue, but I don't want to jump this ship back to warp just yet. We're going to keep her at impulse for a bit. We need you to reinitialize the warp core when you have a moment.
We'll do it once I've cleared engineering, sir.
Mitchell, get us as far from this place at impulse as you can. Woodyard, figure out exactly how far we can be away from this before I can get warp again, because the Lormians don't have 20 years for us to get there.
Alright, Captain.
And yes, I did the math. We're about 20 years away at full impulse.
Oh,
Kestra is unconscious in a chair.
Sarah goes, "All right, yeah, I got her." And
What? No, you're driving the ship. I'm gonna take
Oh.
Hagen down to sickbay. I called for a medical team when this whole thing started.
yeah, and as you can, and once that happens, the door opens. Somebody call for a medical team.
Kestra, covered in blood from her left
Oh my
eye
God.
socket, just dripped down, soaked her shirt. It's started to dry on her face. The eye itself is red, inflamed, and swollen. It's not good.
He just
Yeah.
picks her up. Take
I
this
see.
down to sickbay.
Okay. And the scene ends with the replicator running, and flowing out of the replicator freely is a large amount of honey. And with that, we end for tonight.
You know what? After that makeshift
Well,
grenade.
let me do an
throw-
outro. Let me do an outro really quick.
What's up? Good.
Thank you everybody for watching this. I'm glad that everybody. Thank you all for all my players for sitting through the shenanigans, and I appreciate you all. Catch us next week for another edition of the USS Guan Yu. I'm your GM Tyler, signing off.
I haven't.
This-
I'm sorry. He said signing off. Kelly, I have a plan. Go into the computer. Delete the pattern for honey.
Okay, but like, will that stop it?
I doubt it.